Hi loves! Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Becca here, and I've taken a rather long break from making YouTube videos and I'm back with theatre review number 18. This show that I'm about to tell you about, I urge you to go and see. It was really quite something. So the show that I'm going to be telling you about today is Electric Rosary, which is currently playing at the Royal Exchange Theatre in Manchester. One of my absolute favourite theatres in the world. I love it so much and it is so close to home for me. So Electric Rosary was written by Tim Foley and it was the Bruntwood Prize winner in 2017. Having seen various winners across the years, I knew that it was going to have quite an impact. I expected that. I expected it to be quite a good quality play. But my God, it surpassed every expectation that I had. It made me laugh, it made me cry, it made me leave the theatre thinking, questioning my spirituality, my faith, and sort of my political stance in a way as well. Of course, I'll delve more into this in a little moment, but I just had to start with that as a general overview of how it sort of made me feel. You know, after the show had finished, I sort of sat in the theatre for a few moments just to gather myself. I just really enjoyed it, and I think first and foremost I have to mention Tim Foley's writing being so incredibly funny, sharp-witted, honest, raw emotions, his ability to storytell with a concept that I wouldn't say was particularly conventional. I mean, the fact that he had a robot nun, you know, I was like, where is this going to go? But it just worked really well. So you've probably heard robot nun and thought, oh my God, what is she talking about? So with that, I'm going to read you the synopsis. I was able to pick up the play script for £5, and on the back it's got a really good synopsis of the play without giving the game away. So let me read it to you. Behind the crumbling walls of St Grace's convent, an exhausted order of nuns needs resurrecting. As Easter approaches, Mother Elizabeth has just the thing. Behold, Mary, a council-funded robot, practical and surprisingly funny, for some a blessing, for others a curse. Could she be the revelation they have all been praying for? Ooh. I was completely enamoured by majority of the performances in this show. I think a lot of it does come down to the quality of the writing, but a lot of it came down to the actors that were cast in this show. One of those, of course, being Breffney Holohan, who played Mary the robot. Now that character goes on an incredible journey throughout the show, one that I really didn't anticipate, and I just thought the way that she played it was truly brilliant. You know, I mean, to play a robot on stage in general is quite a task, really, and in such a witty show, I think that's even harder, you know, because when the audience are laughing so much, that is difficult, you know, to remain so composed in that mechanical mindset. I really enjoyed her performance, and I hope to see her in more shows at the Royal Exchange and beyond, because I'd love to see her take on other roles. I thought she was brilliant. Another special mention absolutely has to go to Alwyn May, who played Constance. Without a shadow of a doubt, she was my favourite actor in this show. There was something about her quality on stage, her charisma, that I've never really seen before in an actor, and being an actor myself, it felt like I was watching a masterclass. It really did. It sort of surpassed this idea of you watching an actor playing a part really well. It felt like I was watching a real person going through everything that she was going through. And again, you know, although each character has an incredible journey in this show, I felt that Constance's journey, the character, has a journey that I feel a lot of people will relate to, especially with current world affairs and, you know, questioning your faith, your morals, and contemplating what's going on in the world politically. I really do think a lot of people left the theatre resonating with what that character had gone through. And that, you know, that's testament to the writing, but to her performance. I think Alwyn was just quite phenomenal to watch, if I'm honest. There's no other word for it. And I would sincerely recommend going just to see the quality of performances. Really, really special. So I briefly touched upon it there, but the contents of the play and the fact that this concept involves nuns, I was quite taken aback by the level of honesty these characters had and the way they'd been written. You know, it is part of a nun's lifestyle to be faithful to God, and to see these people, actors, taking on these roles of nuns and sort of exploring faith and its different intricacies, that was really, really fascinating. I'm not a religious person myself, but it honestly made me question sort of my faith and perhaps why I'm not particularly religious, but the fact that I'm very spiritual and that kind of thing. I do believe a good piece of theatre leaves you thinking. It doesn't matter what you end up thinking about at the end of the day, just the fact that it's put you in a position where you're looking at something objectively in perhaps a different way than you did before. I think the fact that theatre can have an impact like that is truly, truly special. Yeah, really fascinating concept. Nuns in a convent that get a funded robot. On paper it sounds bonkers, but on the stage it was just electric, pardon the pun. And of course it has to be said that the set of this show, for this show shall I say, was so incredibly detailed, you know, along with the performances that were also nuanced. There was an incredible amount of detail that had gone into creating this set. It was simple, it rather beautiful as well, and that lended itself so well to the play and the impact it had on its audience. I particularly enjoyed the direction in the last scene of the show, especially throughout of course, but in the last scene, the direction and the set, wow, really, really quite emotional to experience. And it truly was a moment where I questioned my faith, which is something that I don't do very often because, you know, as previously mentioned, I'm not particularly religious, and I don't know whether it was an intention of the writer to sort of raise that question for the audience, but I definitely felt it was quite prominent for me after I left. And it was quite interesting how there's not many pieces of theatre that I've seen that have made me question my faith specifically, you know. Yeah, just really, really magnificent. I was very, very emotional at the end. But again, you know, it just goes to show that this is a very, very high quality piece of theatre, and I would recommend it to everyone. So there we have it. Without giving too much away, I've given you my review, my honest review, and I can't recommend it enough to any of you guys watching it that are within the northwest of England. When this video goes out, it's on for another week, so you've got plenty of time to go and see it if you would like to. Do check out the Royal Exchange and the stuff that they've done and the stuff that they're doing and what they've got coming up. They do a fair amount for their community within Manchester, and I know at the moment they've still got some ticket options to pay what you feel for a ticket. So if you're perhaps a working class performer or person, perhaps you're on a low income at home, there is an option there for you if you want to go and see an amazing piece of theatre, which you definitely should. Go watch it. Oh my god, waste no time, book a ticket now. Anyway, I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for joining me on my return to YouTube, and I'll be back same time next week with another theatre review. I'm so excited. I hope you are too. Anyway, I'll see you later. Have a lovely day. Ciao.